Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your favorite podcast,
Redacted.
the Crabby Crowd. Crabby Crowd Podcast. I am the first member of the Crabby Crowd. I have the biggest hands, like clippers, like claws. I got the biggest claws. By the name of Flab_Lord. That's not my real name, but you can just call me that. But that's me. I have a lot of time spent on Twitch, and it's very fun. And you should come check it out. But I'm getting a job soon, so it's almost like a limited time edition now. Anyway, on to my next friend.
Limited edition streams.
These will be collected as basketball cards in the future.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Hi, I'm Blue. OKBLVE. It's pronounced Blue. Stop saying Bulge, please. I'm gonna cry.
Bulge.
It's okay, Bulge here, guys. What's good? I stream never anymore, really, honestly. It's sad, but I'm an animator, a commentary.
You're like a celebrity, but like a really, really low bar celebrity, like a Y-list
the best low bar celebrity.
Some might call it Y-list.
Yeah, like a Y-list celebrity.
The last letter of the alphabet.
A one-list celebrity.
Yep, that's me.
That is how we define
other
you.
Guy who's here.
That's me. I'm KAIA, and my life, it's kind of crazy.
Shut up.
You're probably wondering how I got here.
I stream. I haven't streamed in a while. I'll stream sometime soon. I art a lot. You'll see it soon.
If you fucking live long enough.
Yeah. And I made strawberry lemonade for this podcast.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay, so before I start the topics and explaining everything, I'd like to mention the Crabby Crowd Podcast.
Why?
Why are we talking
the
about it?
Crabby Crowd?
No. So what happened was we were the Z-Listers, and then there was another podcast also called the Z-Listers that had way more skin in the game than we did. So we had to quit while we're ahead. So now we're the Crabby Crowd.
I don't know what you're talking about. We've always been the Crabby Crowd.
Yeah, what's the Z-Lister? Oh, you mean that other podcast that we have no correlation with?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't they only have,
How'd you even come across those guys,
Yeah,
Matt? They don't even make the same content as us.
I don't know. Anyway, I want to present you guys with a scenario. But first, I have a Cheez-It.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God.
I gotta eat this Cheez-It real quick. All right?
It's actually a 9-foot by 9-foot Cheez-It.
I'm like a cartoon character who, like, it's like a little mouse, and starts, like, nibbling into the Cheez-It really quickly.
You got little bite holes.
Yeah, no, it's like
girlies.
it's like a guy like holding a watermelon, and he looks down, and he goes, or like a corn on the cob, and just drills through it. That's me.
We're veering into a very dirty topic range.
Anyway,
This could go bad.
I want to present you guys with a scenario that is not me eating a 9-foot Cheez-It.
But
sure?
it could be.
I love that scenario.
It could be connected. So everyone, close your eyes.
Okay, they're closed.
Close your eyes.
I'm not
I could have
peeking.
seen anything
Pull
before
them
that.
back open. Pull them back open.
Okay,
You
they're kinda
just
stuck.
woke up.
I'm awake.
You're awake now, and while you were
The funniest
asleep,
part about that is I didn't even do anything. And
You-
you just woke up.
well, no, you just had the best dream you could ever think of.
Oh, I
And
do
then-
that.
Oh, man.
And then you're like, you think of something for 1 second, you're like, do I need new toothpaste? And then you think back to the dream, and you've forgotten it.
Oh, no.
Exactly.
What?
Not again.
No.
Oh. My short-term memory loss is kicking in
Darn
again.
it.
That's the worst.
Where
feeling in
am
the
I?
world. Because you'll miss out on remembering some of the funniest dreams you've had. Because you, like, vaguely thought about, like, going to the bathroom.
Unless you're uber cool, like the rest of us, and you have a dream journal.
I have one too,
Where
but like
you
sometimes
publicly
channel.
humiliate yourself.
Yeah.
I have a dream journal. We're in the server. We love the server, but
I love
in
that
the server there is a channel on it called Dream Journal, and you're encouraged to write
Provided by
funny
yours
dreams you have.
truly.
Yep.
But half the time we write really traumatizing dreams on accident. But
They're
you know,
You
kind of
guys will.
spooky.
Mine are funny ones, like I'm
I don't know if I've ever laughed in my dream.
I'm
mine
gonna-
are
I've
laughed
hilarious
at them.
and
Guys, shut the
usually
fuck up.
in
I'm
voice.
gonna come in with my
format.
favorite dream to describe to you guys. This is my
Okay.
favorite dream.
Tell me.
But first, I gotta eat a
Few words
cheese.
from our sponsors. This podcast is sponsored by Cheez-Its.
No.
Yeah.
I'll switch up the snack. I'll say I'm eating those cheese whales soon.
I'm eating them crackers.
No, we can't say that.
It's YouTube. We can.
Oh yeah,
No.
we're free. Anyway, so here's my
We're
dream.
free.
Here's my dream.
The shackles have been released.
Shut the
My
fuck up. We're dancing under like an oiler is dancing under the big thing of oil. Anyway,
What? Like a
um,
little cartoon farmer man. who
yeah.
just
So what happened
struck
was
gold
shut
in the oil
shut your
company.
goofy ass up.
Oil.
Please, I really want to tell the story though. Okay,
Do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to
It's not
go
like there's
back
anything
and say it
stopping
every
you, like, people
time.
take you every 3 seconds.
So I was in a Dick's Sporting Goods, and I was fighting with this girl. I don't remember what caused it. I think I kind of walked up to her and I said something really mean to
Right.
her, so we started fighting.
Oh,
And to be honest with you, she was kicking my ass. Okay, she was
You're
laying
like on
down.
the floor, curled up, crying.
She was laying down some hammers, to say the least. So I was a little like, oh shit. And out of nowhere, we're fighting, and she looks at me and she goes,
I
what's
thought Matt
not?
was actually squaring up with some chick. In
I
some
know
Will
theater.
you shut up? I was in my dream, and
It was
she
just
looked at
Raven
me.
in disguise.
I was in the
Sorry,
middle.
Matt.
I was in the middle of this fight, and she looks at me, and she tells me. She asked me this simple question. What's that plus 10?
Please kill yourself in front of us. I am going to stop
No, she
everywhere. That was
did.
horrendous. I wish you were joking
I
right
don't even
now.
know
I
why
wish
she
this
did.
was a bit. I wish this was an
I
elaborate
don't even know why
plan.
she did.
to talk about
I don't,
mine.
I'm not like a bad kid. This just happened out of nowhere. I'm just sitting there, and this woman walks up to me in my dreams, goes, "What's 9 plus 10?" while she's beating the shit out of me.
Now
No,
that,
so
ladies
that's
and
not
gentlemen,
even the
is
best
what
part.
BDSM really is.
Oh,
So here's the best part. I respond with, "I'm not gonna say it." She goes, "Say it." I go, "I'm not gonna say it." She goes, "Say 21." I go, "I'm not saying it." And she goes, "Hi, got you." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And I look down, and she's holding the vein in my arm, like in my forearm, that like, leads up to the palm
Like
of your hand.
pinching it.
Yeah, but it's like
She's like rolling it between her fingers.
no, like she's
Ew.
pinching it, and she's
Ew.
like pulled it up a little, and
Oh.
apparently it's like a vein. For whatever reason, this vein in your body would
Is
react
in
when
fact
you said
21.
no. When you said the word 21, it would react, and it would like
What?
go up a little. So she
You know,
grabbed my vein.
as your veins do.
when
It's a
we see
dream.
Matt next, we gotta pinch his vein, see if he says 21.
But so what happened? Was she starts pulling it out.
Oh God!
Like imagine
Okay.
a blanket.
Please,
and
I
a
thought
piece
this
of
was
That's
going to be
string.
a fun
For me.
and
A
funky
piece of
For
dream.
me.
string, a piece
For
of
me,
string
please.
with a blanket
Oh.
over it, and it's like getting pulled out. So at this point, I like kind of I shove her away. I'm like, dude, that's gross. Fuck you. You win. Whatever. And I walk
Dude,
over.
that's gross.
I walk
Don't
over.
pull
I walk
my
over to
vein.
my boy James, and we start like
Oh God!
James.
we're both kind of like fucking with each other. We're like punching each other.
We're both fucking each other. That's so crazy.
No, like we're punching each other.
Yes.
And then I start just beating the shit out of him.
Oh my God!
This actually happened yesterday.
Like
guys.
I don't know why, but I was annihilating him.
I'm trying to say that this is a dream. This literally happened last week.
And then at one point, James like runs away, and he runs up to these 2 monks in a glass cage,
Okay, all right.
and he starts
God.
pounding on the
Uh-huh.
door. He starts pounding on the cage, and they look at him like they were meditating. They had like headphones on. They look at them, and they look at James, and they start kind of like what the fuck. And then I come up, and I like
No monk would say what the
I
fuck.
bet
The exact-
I
what the heck? Golly gee.
like
Or
James. He pounds on the glass, and he points at me, and he starts doing this motion. It's like him
starts
like point at
Fortnite
me
dancing.
a punching
It's his
motion.
mating
So like
dance.
he's punching, and then he would point at himself. He's punching me. So I ran up. I was like, and I start waggling my finger to the monks. I'm like, no. He punching me, then me punching him, and me strong. Weird shit like that. And then a Dick's Sporting Goods employee walks up to us and goes, "Oh my god!"
Forgot you were in Dick's Sporting Goods.
I know it was
The story
important.
kept
It was
changing.
important.
I thought we were at the monks still.
The Dick's Sporting Goods employee walks up to me. He goes, "Oh my god!" I go, "What?" He goes, "Mark
Your Dick's
Zuckerberg
Sporting
just
Goods
unmuted."
is so good.
Mark
Are you
Zuckerberg
Dick?
just unmuted.
Because you're sporting.
I was like,
Unmute-
"What the?
unmuted?
Why was Mark Zuckerberg here?" And he was like, "Oh well." What was going on the whole time was there was a social experiment where they had these monks meditating for as long as possible while they had
those
people.
monks weren't real monks. They said the fuck.
No, they
word.
were real people. They were real people. It
Wait,
was like, how
This
long
is a
can they
dream,
meditate?
though.
Right.
Else.
So they're fake people. But either
They're
way,
fake
they were,
monks.
and like
Exactly.
everyone was really mad at us because there had been people that were like famous poets and stuff who hadn't gotten Mark Rober to unmute, but we did. Like there was a Discord call with Mark Rober in it, watching the whole thing. But so me and James are kind of celebrating. We're like, yeah. And there's this festival.
What would you do?
Huh?
I'm John Quinones with What Would You Do?
I'm gonna keep going. I didn't hear what you say, but
Good.
we have to make a dish for the party, for like the big party if we got the monks to talk.
you have to.
Yeah, we have to because we were one
Monks
of the
will
acts.
kill him.
Yeah.
So I said to James, "Hey man, can you make a dish for the act? Can you make a plate for that?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, man, I got you." And I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." I came back, and what he made was a strip of white bread, covered in mashed potatoes, quinoa, and sweet corn. And somebody walked up to James and went like, "Hey man," and then looked at me and then said, "This has too much milk in it." Where was the milk?
I think you have to add the milk, Matt.
No, but there's too much milk in it.
Milk?
Maybe you take the milk back.
No, so guys, guess what?
Oh boy, do I have to?
Yeah. Guess what?
What?
I'm guessing.
Chicken butt.
Oh god.
Oh.
Anyway, someone else tell a dream now.
Well, I have so many.
Why don't you tell a funny one?
One, but I feel like that's not nice, so I'm not gonna. Well,
It's
nice
not nice.
Nice to myself. I love myself, but
Yeah, that's fair.
a lot of my dreams are like, on voice, like what the fuck is it called? Voice memos.
Oh
So,
yeah, because I have
remembering them will be a
Raven sends
struggle.
them to me.
I do do that. I had this one dream. Mostly KAIA's usually always in my dreams, and that's
Same with me.
the scariest thing. It's probably because I see them like 24/7, but that's I guess I brought that upon myself. But I remember this one dream, KAIA. I told KAIA about this already, but it was like we were in Boston, and KAIA and I had traveled to Boston together at some point or another.
We did.
And so I knew it was Boston. I was like, this is Boston. Like, I was there and I was like, this is Boston.
Oh my god, we're
It's
in
Boston.
New York City.
We had so much fun in Boston.
Chicago! But we were in Boston and it was like there was a apocalypse, but not really, because it wasn't like people
That's
were
just an
going
average day in
around.
Boston.
It was an average day in Boston, you know, the typical adpocalypse, but it was like I don't even understand how or why this dream occurred, but I knew it was an apocalypse, but there was no zombies, there was no like key factors of an apocalypse. Like
Right.
the only kind of factor that was apocalypse-ish was that it was a total wasteland, and that the only characters of the dream, if you will, were like me, KAIA, and like my cat, and this dog was there that I don't know the dog.
Aw,
though, so that was-
Stray.
Sure thing, Kaya. But me and Kaya
What's that?
shit in the mic.
Shitting their pants.
Shit in their mic right now. Matt, the Cheez-Its, we told you about this. I think I found the milk, guys. But anyways, Kaya and I are in Boston, and we're in a red convertible with the hood down.
Oh,
with the
because
roof
we
off,
found a
because
red
it's-
convertible.
Because it's the apocalypse, and we have a red convertible.
We gotta be
with the
cool in the
roof down.
apocalypse.
You know how it is in the
Right.
apocalypse. And we're like driving around, and we're collecting. Me and Kai are the big buff guys of the group, right? We're going around. We're getting shit done. We're setting up camp. We're getting food. We're getting supplies in our convertible that's red, and we're going around town. Boston. It's Boston. We're going around Boston.
Boston, New York.
The animals never leave the car, which very well-behaved creatures, might I say. Murray would never in real life, that's for fucking sure. But the dog, whom I have never met, might have, I don't know. But Kai and I get to this house, and we find Del Monte corn.
No!
Yes, we did. We found Del Monte corn. It was a whole box of Del Monte corn, and in the dream, nobody it was kind of very socialist, if you will. It's very socialist government. You know, you took what you needed and you left what you didn't. But when I saw that Del Monte corn, I said, fuck everybody else. That's my fucking Del Monte corn. And I see it and I grab it. And I remember this vividly. Next to the Del Monte corn was it looked like tuna cans, but they were labeled as mint. So it was like cans of mint. I don't know. It was a dream. Okay.
That's probably so much better than Del Monte corn.
I mean, I should have taken it, but that Del Monte corn was really
Why would
calling
you not
my name.
take it?
It was only like a little can. You could fit it in your pocket.
Socialist. It stopped me. Okay, I didn't need it,
See,
but I needed that Del Monte corn.
This is proof of why socialism won't work, because if the government
if the government was Raven in Boston,
if the government
they would have
was Raven
taken
in
the
this
corn and
hypothetical,
all of the corn. They wouldn't have left
exactly.
any of
If the government was Raven in this hypothetical situation in a post-apocalyptic
this is America. Wake up, people.
I mean, you know what? That's just a regular day in Boston. So what if the president was in Boston?
This was actually not a dream. This was actually the trip to Boston and what happened. No, but we get to this building and there's this old lady who vaguely resembles my great aunt, whom I love so much. I love her so much. She's so great. And she's in a wheelchair, but not my aunt. My aunt isn't actually in a wheelchair, but in the dream she was. So it was, it was a little weird to see that. Not saying seeing handicapped people is weird, guys. Whoa. That's not I'm saying that.
You
guys. Guys, we know. Please continue to dream.
But I'm in there, and I don't even know where the dream went from there,
You forgot.
and how we got to this. No, I know, but I don't know how we got to this point because it didn't feel very apocalyptic at that point.
Right.
It was in the very top of the building, I presume. It felt like it at least, and me and this lady are talking, and I'm like, you remember that movie we were in together?
What?
God, those were good times. I know, that's what I'm saying.
That's
I was
what I'm
why
saying.
did I say that? And then she's like, yeah, that was so fun back in the day when we were in that movie. And we just kept talking about being actors.
But you had to
in a
talk
movie.
about it like that. Like every time it was like, yeah, I really enjoyed being in that movie.
Yeah, we never said what movie. We were
No,
just
but it's
we
important
were
to just
actors
keep
in a movie,
mentioning
but it was like
every
it
single
was so
sentence.
fake.
Telling
It was like we were actors currently in that dream, and that
Right.
wasn't the movie. But we kept talking about it, and then it gets a little dark, and in the dream, once it gets dark, it gets dangerous. I don't know why, because I never saw it, but I knew.
It always works like that.
I think I watched a lot of Markiplier that day prior, which is probably where the Del Monte chord came
Yeah, I was about
from.
to say.
But also,
that was my first thought.
I was watching him play 7 Days to Die, that stream that he did for
Oh my god, that's
Minion's
literally
birthday.
just word for word this dream right now.
Yeah, literally.
That's not
at
even
this
like,
point.
I was watching him play like just a normal
No,
game.
I'm
and
literally
now
in that.
it's like about
It was
Markiplier.
also in Boston. No, but
No, you just
it was getting
Markiplier.
dark, and I'm like, wow, okay, we're on the top floor though, so we don't need to close the curtains. I guess I don't know. That's what I said, so I didn't do it. But then I see something outside the window,
Is
and
it
I'm
the
like,
curtains?
okay, no, it's not the curtains.
Not the curtains.
And I'm like,
It's not
okay,
the
what is
curtains.
that? And then in my, like, I don't know if this makes any sense, but in my dream, there's like a consciousness, and then there's like my dream consciousness. So there's me who's like,
You're
lucid
insane. You're insane.
understanding
You're insane. You're
that
insane.
there's
That
a
doesn't make
dream.
sense. You're
I know
insane.
you're
You're
And then
I know
insane.
what
there's
you're
a
talking
insane.
dream
about.
consciousness where it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But then there's like the back of my mind that's like, what?
You're crazy. You're
So, like-
bonkers. You're insane.
So like me, like consciousness is like, what the fuck is that thing outside the window? But
What
dreamy's
the
like, oh my god, a UFO? Like that makes
What?
so much sense, right? That's literally what happened. And I was like, okay, it's a UFO. So I'm like hiding from the UFO behind like a
All
like
right.
a fucking filing cabinet
As one
or
does.
something, as one does from a UFO. And the
I mean, it is a
the
UFO.
lady,
You would want to
the
hide
lady
it.
whom looks like my great aunt in a wheelchair is
In a
just like
wheelchair?
chilling. She doesn't give a fuck about the UFO out front the window, you know? And I'm like, get
She's
down,
seen him before.
UFO. And she's like, not saying anything.
get 'em
I'm
all the
like,
time.
what? That's what it felt. And she's like, remember when we were actors in that movie with the UFO? And then she like fucking summoned, like it was crazy. And then I
I don't remember. I
Like,
don't know if you remember this,
suddenly-
but remember when we were in that movie?
remember when we were in that movie. That's so I fucking can't. That part haunts me. I bring it up so much. It's so stupid.
It's funny
But-
though.
It's so
I
funny.
love it.
But and then randomly the dream kind of like I don't know what happened, but I shifted to like our campground with me and KAIA. Well, it wasn't a campground. It was like a living room in a Boston apartment. Honestly, Boston looked the apartments we were in looked like New York apartments, so it could have been. And they were roommates.
And they
They
were
were-
roommates.
Oh my god.
But we were downstairs and it's like late now, obviously. It's dark. The UFO was there. I guess that was what the actual enemy was. I guess it wasn't zombies, it was aliens and their UFOs.
They're UFOs.
Oh my god, I'm literally solving the plot line as I'm telling you the story. That's crazy.
That's really funny.
But like KAIA and I we're back in the building. I got my Del Monte corn. I'm not sharing the Del Monte corn with anybody. So.
You vile.
And not even with me?
I don't even know if I shared it. I don't even remember seeing the Del Monte corn ever again in that dream. But I remember we get back to the campground and everybody there is kind of like, oh, it's getting so dark. Like we got to eat really quickly and then put out all these lights and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why don't we just go to bed now and eat a really early breakfast tomorrow to solve all of
That's
this?
true.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, right? Doesn't it? And everybody was not on board.
No.
I
For that perfect
why.
We're
plan.
gonna eat dinner now. So I'm upset about this. And I
You're
wake up
pissed.
by how upset I am.
Oh my
And
god.
I
You
woke
wake
up
up out of
in a
anger.
cold sweat. And I'm like, why do I remember everything from that dream? So I open up my voice memo and I start recording. And I'm like, I don't know what just happened. But by God, here's a hold on. Here's
play like an apocalypse game again because of this, but are like sneaking around people's houses that are like abandoned, and it's like Boston too. So it's like it kind of looks like those New York houses. That
oh my God! Literally, I said
You
that in the
said
voice
the
memo. That's
exact
crazy.
same
It almost
thing.
sounds.
The
It
part that I
almost
just showed
sounds.
you was actually apart from the Del Monte. Like,
It just sounds like you were just saying this is a normal story. It's like, yeah, so I was
It
like in
literally-
Boston, and
I was in Boston.
Yeah,
I was in
Del
Boston. I was
Monte,
sneaking
we would
around
jump around people's
because
houses.
we was in the apocalypse.
we was in the pocket.
I'm like, Raven,
I
we
was
didn't
in
do that in
movie that one
Boston.
time.
And I was in
When I
that
was
movie.
in that movie.
How could forget?
This was actually the movie, guys.
This was my life's a movie.
It was
for
called.
real.
That was
This
the script.
voice memo is labeled "The Apocalypse in Boston, UFOs, and Del Monte Corn."
No,
that is what it's labeled
It's
as.
listed. It has to have like a movie title, but like a really dumb one, like Dear Evan Hansen. It's like
It's like
Dear
Dear
Future
Evan
Me.
Hansen.
Like
that was such a dig at Dear Evan Hansen
Like-
for no reason when it had no correlation to anything we were ever talking about.
It's like you had this grudge that you were like, It's like a terrible name, like Dear.
It wasn't even. I don't even have anything against Dear Evan Hansen. I was just like trying to think of a name
Dear
that was
Hansen
like
has a terrible plot.
No,
line.
I just thought like
not talk
the
about
name would be like just something cliche as hell, like Dear Future Listener, or it's just like the start of a letter.
Oh, I know you're talking.
Yeah, but you know what? Fuck Evan Hansen, I guess.
Do you have like a lot of reoccurring, like not
I
just
do,
like
I
a
was just
reoccurring
gonna-
dream?
I was
like,
just gonna go on
It's
about
Kaia's turn. It's
reoccurring.
Kaia's turn. I want to hear Kaia's reoccurring dream.
Okay.
Well,
let's do reoccurring
Okay,
dream.
never mind.
I don't have this reoccurring dream anymore, but I used to have this dream all the time that made me always wake up with the cold sweats that Raven was talking about.
With
Also,
the Phillies.
point to that. Those cold sweats, they're the most terrible way to wake up.
Yep.
It's the worst experience ever. I hate it. I feel like I always have to take a shower, and I always
And
do.
you feel dirty.
But yeah, but the nightmare that I always had was I had a really irrational fear of the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant, when I was
thought you were
younger.
talking
I was
about
gonna
the big fucking gun from Doom.
No,
That's what it's
but
called, the BFG.
I was terrified of that movie, especially when they came out with the live action one. Because, like, at first I think it was just the book that I read that scared the shit out of me. And I would
And
always
then
dream
he
about it.
came to you live.
Big fugly giant.
Shut the
He is
fuck
kind of
up.
fucking ugly though, bro.
He
Have you
is.
seen him?
He is. He's
looks
nasty.
like he looks like Count Olaf. Fucking a series of unfortunate events.
All I know
way-
is that he
the
looks
way that
nasty.
this-
Yes.
The way that this dream would always take place, funny enough, is like it was in my dad's New York apartment. He doesn't
New
live there
York.
anymore. Do not try and find him.
I'm
New
finding your
York.
dad right now in NewYorkApartments.com.
Searching for him. I'm
is
putting
this
in my
him?
hacker numbers.
And new IP address.
And I remember I would sleep. Me and my brother. His apartment was so cool. There was like a loft area that you could get up there by a ladder, and my dad had this papasan chair that my brother would sleep on, and I would sleep on the bed up there. And the bed was in this like weird corner, like it was completely sealed off, so you had to get on the bed by the very edge of it every time. And like that's not really important to the story, but like it's like it's where it happened. Like my point is like you can't just get off the bed very easily. You have to climb to the end of it to run away.
Okay.
And what would happen is, like, I would fall asleep there, and I would wake up to the roof of the apartment being pulled off, and then... and then
Interesting, like a little Barbie house.
and the giant, he would reach his hand in, and he would...
And
You know
crush
in
my
the-
fucking skull.
And you know in the book where it's, like,
Talking
the
like a little
the
baby.
BFG, like,
I do
wraps...
not know in the book.
You
so
don't?
don't ask me
I
any
would know the
questions.
answer
Have
to
you-
this, I think.
Big
Have you
fucking
watched the
giant.
movie?
I
I-
have, like, when I was
Okay,
8.
but, like, you know how the giant, like, wraps her
Okay,
up
wait,
in a
the movie came
blanket
out in
and
Oh,
runs
yeah.
away with her?
I was
Yeah, that was
not
weird.
8 in 2016.
You know what I'm talking about? How he wraps her up in a blanket and then runs off with her?
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what-
I do. When
yeah,
he's in the that
that's-
shit scared me. That shit
That's
terrified me.
what he did to me in my dream, and it was terrifying. And I don't know if I was like moving or if I was just too like tightly tucked in under the blanket, but it actually felt like I was in the blanket, and that made it even
That's so
scarier.
scary.
And shoot, I don't remember what happened after that, but I'm pretty sure he killed me. He probably like ate me or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know how like the giants do.
You know how giants.
I did not
You
ever meet the friendly giant. He was
Oh, you
very unfriendly. He was one of the mean ones. He was actually
He was not the big friendly giant.
It was
he was
not
the-
as bad as
the other
previously suspected.
he was the biggest one, the leader.
The biggest fucking giant, not the big.
Another
giant.
dream I also had. Sorry, this will be short. I used to
Better be.
have dreams about the Pringle mascot, and
The Pringle. Wait.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the
Pringle
Pringles
man.
guy.
Oh my God,
Pringles guy.
Kaya, how?
I used to dream about him all the time, and it was funny. You know that Meat Canyon
me
video that
too.
he did on him?
Those are some of the weirdest wet dreams I've ever had.
Yeah, I was thinking the same joke, but I didn't want to say it.
You're ruining this for me. Oh
so
my
funny.
god.
Anyway, the Meat Canyon video.
Oh
No.
yeah, like Meat Canyon like perfectly captured how my dream went. Like the Pringle guy like shoved me in a Pringle can.
Okay, Kaya. You know what I'm realizing about our dreams? Mine are very psychologically draining. Kaya's is very much like
Nightmare fuel.
Well, yeah, sure, if you're 6 years old, but
The Pringles man
yours are
puts you in
very
a
much
Pringles
terrified of
dreams
can.
that are scripted by some old guy who's making like a Disney film or something.
Yeah.
And I think that's funny. That's like something you would wake up in a cold sweat in like, what's a Disney film? I don't know.
You know what the worst cold sweat is? The ones that you have when you're sick.
The ones that aren't actually cold.
Oh,
because
God!
Sick
I know.
cold sweats are the worst. I just wanted to mention that because I've had a couple flu nights and I got hit in the ass with
Don't I know it, bro?
Don't I know
Fuck.
it? So I'm gonna pull up my big scroll, my big list of dreams.
Your
I'm gonna
big
pick
scroll
one.
of
My
dreams,
big
and you're gonna
scroll.
unroll it, unsheath it.
All right,
like a sword.
I'm gonna list them out very vaguely, and I'll let you guys decide which one to do. Okay, Principal, Hypixel Skywars, drug dealer.
I kind of want to hear drug dealer.
Yeah, me too.
I think I already told that one.
Then I want to hear Hypixel Skywars.
Yeah. Wait, are you done with the list?
No,
Keep
no,
going.
there's so many. Pushing guy.
I think you told me that one.
Dead by Daylight.
Are you hearing my cat
kinda?
meow?
Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
like a creepy music.
Okay.
Sounds like
no.
a Minecraft cat, lol.
He's hungry. I gotta let him out.
The Test.
Test.
The Test. Axe body spray. Well, oh yeah, the
What's
mouth
your Axe
flowers.
body spray?
The
What's your Axe
the
body
mouth
spray?
flowers. The mouth flowers.
What? These names are very confusing. I don't know which
that's
one
the
I
point.
want.
Coyote Peterson and
Oh.
Horror Energy.
Wait, what?
You choose which one of them. Which one?
Okay. I'm torn between Minecraft Skywars or whatever it was and
Hypixel,
Axe
I
body
think.
spray.
All right. why
Axe
don't
body
just tell
spray. I
both?
want to hear the
Why don't
Axe
tell
I
body.
both?
do like
spray
Axe
one.
body spray.
Okay, so Axe body spray was just the first thing I read off the list. It's one of the lesser. It's still important in the story. Basically. Sorry, I have to go and do not disturb real quick. If that Discord notification, that was mine. But basically, I got the day off, so I was hanging with this kid that I'm friends with, and we were walking around and I saw this cool bug that looked like y'all know the evolved form of Paris from Pokemon?
Sure.
That guy. That's the only, because that's exactly what it was. But it was blue. So I was like, holy shit, I want to take a photo of it. So it was on this flower. And what happened was I went to take the photo and then got like fucking jump scared because the flower like turned yellow and jumped at me. And it was like, it's the middle of the flower. Like if you draw a flower like a stereotypical kid would draw a flower.
Yeah, like where the pollen is.
Like the circle in the middle.
Yeah.
Had like
And
teeth
then like
in it.
the 5
Had
petals.
teeth in it. Yeah, the 5 petals. Where the circle in the middle had teeth in it. And
Oh.
they were like, they would start like chomping and they like move forward really fast.
It's like if Venus flytrap.
I know-
was, like,
I know this is your-
manufactured by Nightmare.
I know this is your dream, Matt, so you didn't really have any control over it, but I think it would have been better if the petals on the flower were the teeth.
Yeah, well, what the fuck? No, anyway.
I'm sorry.
So, I was like really mad about it. And it's like the teeth were yellow as hell too. These aren't pleasant teeth. These are like
Ugh.
moldy teeth. So then this happened again. And it pissed me off again. I was like, God damn it. And because it's a jump scare, you go, whoa, and then you, fuck. The damn teeth again. And all of a sudden they start like running around each other. And then they started like they jumped into each other and formed these 2 balls of dough.
Oh.
And they jumped into
Making
2
bread?
balls of dough, jumped into each other again, both got bigger and then jumped
Wait.
apart. And I was like, uh-oh, this is really bad. So I started running. Because I was like, these dough balls are
These
gonna
dough
keep...
bitches
These
are
dough
fucking
balls,
bad.
they're gonna keep getting bigger. They're gonna keep getting bigger, and eventually they're gonna start
Bitches
taking out...
rising.
The bread is
Yeasting it
rising.
up.
I really like the bread is rising. That's really
The bread is
funny.
rising.
So no, they were getting bigger, and I was like, oh shit, what do I do? So I start running, and I look behind me, and the dude I was with is like, there's 2 balls of dough on him that are both like the size of his head, and he just fucking dissolves.
Oh.
And I was like, holy shit, that's horrifying. That's
America's
horrifying.
first hand soap. Or
And
just soap.
I run into this house. I close the door, and I'm like, shit.
It's
What
the
do I do?
gingerbread man's house.
And
He has
then
more dough,
my
and it is rising.
No. So what happened was, like, in my dream, I kind of had, it was kind of a lucid dream because I think I gave myself, like, I like slash give. I gave myself
Slash give ass.
Yeah, I gave myself a can of Axe body spray and a lighter.
As one
And a
would.
lighter.
Oh, first.
So
And-
even when your conscious
I
is
see
in
what's
your
happening
dream,
here.
you're still not.
Well,
Plot twist.
I
Matt just wanted to smell nice and light a candle too.
no,
That's all he wanted it for.
I did the classic trick. You flip up the lighter and then you spray the axe through it and it lights it on fire. So I lit the what's it called? The dough balls. I lit them on fire and they died and I won. Anyway.
Did you eat them?
You put
Did
them
you
in
eat
the
No,
them
they were
afterward?
dead. I didn't bake the bread.
But you set them on
toasted it.
fire.
Yeah,
Did
and
you
then they
melt
died.
them?
You
They
didn't
weren't-
even
too
have a
high
little
of a
they weren't.
taste.
They weren't bread.
Didn't
They
have a
were
little nibble?
monsters.
They were
But
dough.
they were
Kaya.
dough balls.
It's
They weren't
literally
dough
an
like you think they were.
androgynous
They're like
dough.
ooze.
You don't know if
They're
it's
like ooze.
You don't know
cookie
where
dough.
it's been.
You don't know if
Guys,
it's bread
I'm gonna
dough.
just
It
go
could
into
be
the high
fucking
pixels.
pretzel
I'm gonna
dough.
go to the high
Ah.
pixel one now.
Please tell me the high pixel one.
So I was like, the dream started with me at my computer playing Hypixel Skywars, and then eventually I just kind of like it became real. Like it slowly phased into just me being in the game, and it wasn't like a game; it was real. And I ran towards this guy, and like we started fighting. And this was after like I was doing really good in the game. I ran towards this guy. I grabbed this knife and we start fighting. And I kept every now and then I would slice him in half like vertically. And then my hand would just start like cramping really bad halfway through. And then I'd be
What
like,
the hell?
okay, I don't have to keep pushing. The guy's dead. I just like split him down to like the stomach. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I would take the knife out and I start walking away. And then I turn around and his body would just start wriggling. And then the two halves would like collide again and it would be fine. It would be like, you didn't get out of me.
You didn't not get me.
Yeah, no. And then like this just kept happening. This happened like 4 times.
Oh,
Jesus.
And
God.
then eventually...
you wake up, fall asleep again,
well-
and it's just back.
Well, yeah, so this happened 4 times. I get a little pissed off. And then eventually, like, I forgot to take the knife out. I got stuck in him. And there was this big dramatic scene of like, ooh, I don't have a weapon anymore. Now I have
Oh
to
my
take the knife
God.
off of him.
Ooh, I don't have a
Ooh.
weapon anymore.
And then
I
he just
wonder what the
he just
antagonist
kind of
would
pulled
throw
it
at
out of
me.
him. He pulled the knife out of him. And then he handed me something that was not the knife, but I don't know what happened to the knife, so I guess it transformed as he was handing it to me. It turned into a fork.
Oh my God, I was right.
Yeah, it turned into
Holy
a fork.
shit.
It actually
That is
turned
so
into a
funny.
fork. It
That is
turned
so
into
funny
a
and not
fork.
even predictable. How did that happen?
Forks and knives. I don't know, but he hands me a fork as a sign of respect, and I look over, and I guess the knife was actually there, and I was like, I almost went like, I could stab him, but I didn't, and then the dream ended.
Yeah, he just gave you a fork of respect,
I
man.
know.
It was literally
Well,
just
that's
like,
why I
go
didn't
eat your
do anything.
dinner. Ugh.
Anyway, I have a
God.
question for you guys.
I have-
Would you like to hear another one of my dreams? And one of you guys want to tell a dream?
That's like, do you want to hear more of me talking or?
Or more
Well,
of
no,
you.
but I have a bunch of dreams that like you don't know the drug dealer dream.
Well, you're right, but
Did didn't you say the drug dealer dream wasn't that good?
I
No,
want
it
to
was
talk
funny, it was
about
great.
the reoccurring dream thing though, really quick.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's
Okay.
hear you out.
I have a few recurring dreams that I don't really want to talk about because they're kind of traumatizing, but there's like most of them involve like mostly the same people rather than the same
Right.
scenario. Like fictional people, like not people
Yeah.
like KAIA being there all the time. Like I fucking know KAIA, dumbass.
I always
like
think
these
they're
fictional ass people, or like a semi-similar scenario
Ass people.
that I've been in. These fucking fictional ass people in my dreams and shit.
Yes, fucking
I know.
motherfucker.
And I saw this theory, actually. It was, like, really weird. And it was, like, when you dream, it's your brain getting rid of, like, information that it doesn't need anymore. But like, and I thought that
Sorry.
was cool at first. And then I was like, but wait. Sometimes me dream about important thing. Why would forget? And then I fell down into this, like, spiral of dream theory. Dream SMP theories. No, I'm kidding. Can we put dream in the thumbnail for
No.
Do you guys have you guys
Oh,
ever heard
yeah.
the theory about how your dreams are like you from like a different dimension or reality?
Stop it. That's
I-
terrifying. That's
that's-
terrifying. I love that.
It's my favorite theory out of all of them.
Sigmund Freud
Oh
has
god,
a
that
theory
means the
that's
Pringle dream is real.
No! Sigmund Freud has a theory that
Oh, I love Sigmund
you're
Freud.
I fucking hate that guy. But
I was
this is
thinking
kind of
I was thinking to myself, how did Sigmund Freud actually become an esteemed scientist? Like, how did
How?
people actually know who he is? When the thing that people
because
know
he
him
talked
for...
about MILFs, and we were
Well,
like,
no, but that's
oh,
like the thing we
shit,
know him
you're
for. but
right.
He was... Wait, what did he just say?
He published a book, and then everybody was like, wow, you're kind of right, and I hate you for it. So then,
Oh my god, no,
now
you're
we
such
all
an
hate him.
idiot.
do you know
No,
why Sigmund Freud's famous?
His-
Because he said we have mommy and daddy issues.
That's not
and
what he
was
said.
right.
That's not what he said. What he said
He did.
was that everybody
He said that.
wanted...
He said that
No,
word for
Sigmund
word.
Freud's theory...
Where?
The
I have my book
Oedipus
right here.
complex.
The first page
Oedipus
says,
complex
Y'all have
was-
mommy and daddy issues.
And I
for real,
quote
for real.
that he wanted to fuck his own. That every person wanted to fuck their own parents. That was his theory. Not
Yes, that was also his
Yeah,
he
theory.
said
But
that
also he had a theory that was like, because of this, your significant other, blah blah blah, where your kinks come from
that Sigmund
is
Freud.
because of your parents, or whatever.
Sigmund
That's where
Freud is
because he made that
so
theory
fucking-
of like, because if you say you like choking, then that means your mom or your dad also probably likes getting choked
I'm
because
going to go
kinks are
insane. I'm
hereditary.
going to go
Did you know that?
insane.
Did you guys know that kinks are hereditary?
We're talking
you're
about
having a kink,
dreams.
I'm
I
getting
want to
a
talk
kink,
about dream
One of
again.
your
I
parents
wanna talk
probably
about
has that
dream.
same exact kink.
Please,
You
Wanna talk
that's
know
about
that?
dream
disgusting.
again.
But
God.
anyways, back to Sigmund Freud's theory about
You're
dreams.
terrible.
Why do you
He
even
has
need
this
to bring
theory
that up?
about wish fulfillment, where like when you dream, it's actually like your subconscious being like, well, there's a conflict here, and you really want this, so might as well give it to you. But it really has like no scientific support at all. So that was really just him going off the dome.
Losing it a little.
Yeah, he was a lot. Thank God that guy's gone.
So should
Wipe
I
the sweat
tell-
off.
I was
Did I
gonna
tell
bring
the
this up
drug dealer
earlier,
thing?
but I didn't want to interrupt you, Matt. I was gonna say I think actually the worst kind of sweats you can wake up in are the ones like the midday, like when you fall asleep in the middle of the day,
Those
and
are
then you
good,
wake
though.
up.
I kind of like those.
No, but like after you dream and like get
Oh.
a nightmare,
Oh.
that's when it's bad.
I find
I-
myself
I
only
think it
dreaming
doesn't get-
nawadays when I don't get high.
It
and
doesn't
that's-
get worse.
I do that too.
It gets-
my
it's a
dreams
lot
are
worse
my
if you
dreams
have,
are
like, the flu,
boring
but, like,
when
for-
I'm high. What did
What, Matt?
what did you say?
I don't
What?
fucking care anymore.
What? Like
so-
that didn't make sense.
So, anyway, I was working with a drug dealer, and then he shot me.
Oh, that the drug
Why
dealer
you
dream. I
shoot-
forgot about that.
Why'd he shoot you?
Well, it was really weird. I was working with him, and then he runs in and goes, "Dude, we have to get a metal detector and search every piece of furniture." And I was
What?
like, "Why?" And he was like, "I have a small key that the government doesn't want me to
Tiny
have."
key.
And the
Is it like one
Hong
of those
Kong
diary
military-
keys?
You
Yeah,
have
it
to
was.
put this key in your ass.
No, he was like, the
and
Hong
you have
Kong
to go on a
military.
plane.
The Hong Kong military is on its way. Get this key. We have to run.
Hong Kong military.
Yeah, the Hong Kong. We were in
specifically.
America. I don't know why it
This
was
is
Hong Kong.
terrifying.
But-
this
so
is
I
already
I
scary.
start searching a chair, and all of a sudden, a guy wearing like one of those plastic Donald Trump masks comes
Oh.
in and just drags off the guy, and he's kicking and screaming. I'm like, oh fuck. And
Oh,
I'm like, okay, I
you're
better
gonna have
help
to shove
him.
that key up your
And
ass.
then, well, no, I turned around, and there was a guy dressed up as a candy cane, and he started shooting
You
me.
have to shove the candy cane up your ass.
No,
Sorry.
but you get. I think I got.
Sorry, I
like,
have Sigmund Freud
it
on my
candy
mind
cane
right now.
shit?
in the dream, like in the lore of the dream, I only got shot 4 times, but I'm pretty sure it was like 26. And anyway, I had like a
dodged the
sword.
police
I had a
Matrix style.
sword on me, so I got no, I did not dodge them. They all hit me, and they all hurt.
Oh, they all hit me, and
I just tanked it.
He's
and
like
then
jumping in front of bullets instead of dodging them.
I'm like sticking my hands out so I can grab all of them. But
Oh god.
I was like, okay, well, I took this guy out because I had a sword, and I was like, all right, I gotta go help my boss.
unsheathes my sword.
Unsheaths epic blade.
This
epic,
dream
epic
can be
katana.
transcribed to something much more filthy.
Oh no! I walk outside.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh
no! But I walk
no.
outside, and the guy's just sitting there in a robe playing PS5 on like a.
It's
like,
his relaxed day.
Well,
God, he's
well, no, what it was, he was like, "Oh, you survived. That was just a plot to kill you."
Oh,
I don't even
you
tell you.
survived.
He was just like, "Oh," and it was like, "Wow, I didn't expect that to happen. It was all a setup." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then we started arguing, and at one point, for whatever reason, I don't know where this came from, I said this line, but like I said it in a very specific way. And the line was, and I'll explain how I said it in a bit, but it was, "I would have taken a bullet for you. Oh wait, I already did," as the corniest fucking line I think I've ever said. But what made it so much worse was that I said it like it was like something out of like epic rap battles. I was like, "I would have taken a bullet for you. Oh wait, I already
You guys are just
did."
playing the fucking
drop of the
Jackbox game, Mad vs. City.
Yeah, it was like fucking Mad vs. City. It was bad. And then like the dream ended with me just walking out and then calling the cops on him.
Oh my
I was like, okay, well if he wants it.
You're like to
When
like,
you work with a
borrow your
drug
phone, by
dealer,
the way,
it's just
for
like,
no reason.
you know what?
Borrow your phone.
Fuck you, 911.
Yeah, that's basically what I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Well, I don't gotta deal with this. And I think
When
there was
you're
also
dating a
some
drug
like
dealer and he cheats on
there was
you.
something about how he had like all of the police on his side. I don't know, it was weird. But that was a funny dream. Oh, and Santa Claus was there playing PS5.
Oh my god, what was he playing? Was he playing Fortnite
I think it
or
was
something?
like Trackmania.
just-
He was playing Tomb Raider
No, it was Trackmania.
on PlayStation Now.
It was Trackmania.
I used to play so much Tomb Raider. I love Tomb Raider. Not because of the boobs. I love the boobs.
The triangle.
But
It was
also
all because of the
it's just
boobs.
such a good game. I was too stupid to finish it though. I could not figure out the
Why
puzzles.
don't you guys give me a funny dream if you have any more?
Honestly, because this is your episode, I was kind of hoping that you had all the
I
topics.
have more
David,
topics.
I'm kidding.
David, dial it back.
I thought people had more dreams they wanted to tell, but if we're all at
I have a lot
have
of
a
dreams,
really
but like
wacky
mine are kind of embarrassing.
Mine
Well-
are really embarrassing and wacky, but it's okay. I'll embarrass myself in front of everybody.
All right.
Do
Hey,
it.
general public, how's it going?
Hey, hi.
But this one time I had a
The
dream.
40 views we get on this.
Actually, it wasn't even a dream. It was like
real.
waking up from a dream. No, it was waking
This
up from a dream like kind of state, but it was
Yeah.
very terrifying. And I was like, I was having a dream. I don't know what it was about. Doesn't matter. And then I'm like kind of like in between that state of like waking, like consciousness and unconsciousness.
Yeah, no,
you know?
we've established this.
We've all been there. Come on, guys, we all been there. But all of a sudden, I just hear some like it sounded so familiar. Like I knew whose voice this was, and they just go Raven, and I like
Oh,
jolted
shit.
awake, and I was like, "What the fuck is going?"
I remember you telling me that, and I
Yeah.
was that should
It's
scared the
fucking-
fuck out of
and
me.
honestly, guys, might be schizophrenic. I don't know. Because also, when I was in the store a couple of days ago, fucking me and KAIA were standing next to each other. I thought
I
we heard
remember
my
that.
one friend say my name. Like it sounded genuinely exactly like his voice saying like Raven, and I'm like, what is going on?
What?
They're watching me. I was so scared.
There's no one in
But I
the
had a
walls.
lot
There's no
of,
one in the
like,
walls. There's no one in the walls.
Where like I'm in the state of like almost awake, but like I will say like the most obscure things to my mom, because she'd be like, "Oh, can you do the dishes like before I get home from
The
work?"
fog
And
is
I'm like
coming.
still asleep, and I'm like, "Yeah, but then feed the."
Oh, you just made me think of something. You guys, okay. I used to have a problem with this a lot where I would be so tired that my brain would force myself to believe that I did something when I never actually moved from my bed.
Wow.
Like, my mom, every day before I would go to middle school, my mom would come into my room and she'd be like, "Can you feed all the cats and then get dressed for school?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And then I would do it, but then I would wake up in my bed.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I would do it. Like, it felt like I did it right after she said that, but then I would wake up in my bed and I'd still be like, I'd have the covers pulled over me, and I'd be like,
Ew.
just waking up, and I'd be like, what the fuck? I used to do that all the time. I don't do it anymore. I don't know why, but it used to happen a lot.
That reminds me of like that state of like you wake up and you hear something and then you immediately go back to sleep and forget it.
Literally, okay, that's actually reminding me of something, because there's a theory about it, but I'm not gonna look at my fucking Google Doc. I don't care. I'm just gonna try and remember it. But it was like, you think of like whatever you're most anxious about, you'll have a dream about it, and it'll like it kind of like not the forgetting thing, but it's like the complete opposite, like reminding you kind of thing. But in a anxious, I don't need to be reminded about this fucking thing. God, please leave me alone, you fucking demons in my head.
What?
But like, I don't even I do not go to school anymore. I haven't gone to physical school in like 2 or 3 years. But I still will wake up in a cold sweat from a dream where I had missed the bus. And I wake up and be like, oh, fuck, oh, the bus, oh.
You're gonna text me one day and be like, "Are you going to school today?" And I'm gonna be
Stop.
like, "Raven."
One day I'm gonna have an episode and I'm gonna be like, "So what are y'all wearing to school today?" Like it's fucking 8th grade. And I'm like, "Yeah, you guys gonna curl your hair too and wear a skirt?" I'm only gonna wear a skirt. You wear a skirt to school.
I love it when you wake up from a dream and you're like referencing an instance where it's like, oh yeah, whatever happened to this person's like hamster that they like microwaved, and they're like, what? It's like, oh yeah, that was a dream.
Because literally, I will have dreams and I won't remember that they're dreams. I'll be like talking to my mom, like, remember that one thing? She's like, what?
Right? Yeah, she would just be
because
like,
it sounds plausible. My life is insane. Sometimes those things
remember when you stuck your hamster in the microwave? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, she's like, yeah. I'm like, fuck, that was real.
That was real. I was there. I was the hamster.
I had a dream that your grandpa died. He did, you asshole. Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was a dream. Oh, no. That's so fucked up.
I used to get lucid dreams and then wake up, and then I'd get sleep paralysis. Have you guys ever experienced sleep paralysis?
I haven't.
I have not either.
I can't believe it.
Thank
God.
My mom has, though. She's told me about it. I can tell you guys my mom's story as in place of mine. It'll be kind of funny.
I mean,
because I won't have it correctly. But like, okay, the way my mom's room is set up is she has to the like left of her bed, there's a walk-in closet, and then there to her front of her bed is her door to get to the room. So there's just and she sleeps on the left side of the bed, so she's kind of surrounded by these doors, right? And she told me this one time she woke up and it was like she couldn't tell if it was sleep paralysis or if it was genuinely a dream where she was like awake and experiencing sleep paralysis in a dream. But she was like, yeah, I'm like laying in bed and my stepdad's name, I'm not gonna say it, but he's next to me. He's not next to me, I mean, and I just like I can't move, and I'm sweating, and it's so hot in my room, but I can't like pull the covers off because sleep paralysis, whatever.
Right.
And she's like, and I'm like nervous about something, but I don't know what. And I'm like, okay, mom, love you, whatever you say, crazy lady. But and she's like, and like she never saw like the sleep paralysis demon that everybody sees, but she felt it. She felt like something in there. You know what I mean? Like in the closet kind of area that it was,
right?
Or like all the fuck, I just threw my phone across the room, but. All the doorways felt like they were blocked to her, like somebody was standing there and stopping her from like looking at them or anything. And I think I've experienced that not in a sleep paralysis way, but like I'm falling asleep and I'm like psyching myself out.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like I'm literally gonna be smothered in my oh my god, the fake fall gets me like every night. I literally
the fake fall is like night. Literally a fucking jump scare. It's hilarious.
I got asleep in school.
I genuinely will throw my body upwards.
No,
yeah.
Like it is terrifying.
Shoot.
I think because I'm also scared of heights, so it just amplifies it. And I'm just
I've only ever had those falling dreams when I'm at school and I fall asleep.
It's not a dream.
I've never slept in school.
I've fallen asleep.
I'm too embarrassed that I'll start snoring. Do you guys hear my dog?
It was
He just snorts so loud in my ear.
I was like, what the hell?
He rolled over. So my desk chair is directly like next to my bed right now because I'm all the way leaned back. And he rolled over, turned around. His head is right next to mine at this point, and he goes like in a snore. It was terrifying. Oh my god. That was
right after you said
paralysis demons were coming for me.
Oh,
they're on their way. So.
Oh, actually, I have fallen asleep in school, and I woke up, and the kid next to me threw up. That's why I woke up.
No, you woke up and then they threw up.
It was 3rd grade, and I fell asleep. I was like exhausted for whatever reason, and I had slept through recess and like reading whatever. My friends woke me up, and they're like, "Raven, what? Like, you fell asleep?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, how long?" You know, like a 3rd grader would. "Oh, fuck, how long? How long was it? Did I miss my meeting?" And they're like, "It was a while. Like, Austin threw up, like, next to you, and you didn't wake up." And I'm like, "Did it touch me?" They're like, "No, it didn't touch you, but he did throw up, like, all over his shit in front of you, like, while you were sleeping, and you slept through all of it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." But, you know,
imagine waking up to
thank
this
God,
smell
because
of that.
I would rather die than have to experience somebody throwing up
Nah,
next
yeah,
to me.
that's nasty.
I'm glad that I was asleep for it.
I have a question for you guys.
Oh.
Yes.
You ever get those dreams where it's just so fucking boring that you just think it's real life, and then you wake up and you're confused as to why you're in your bed?
No. I always have fun and funky dreams.
I've had ones where it doesn't happen often. The only instance where it happened and it genuinely caught me off guard was like one time over COVID, where I was laying in my bed, and in my dream I got out of bed and like got dressed, brushed my teeth, brushed my hair, got something to eat, and then went back upstairs and just started playing Rust. And this was like a 3-hour-long dream. And all of a sudden, I just wake up in my bed. I'm like, where the fuck am I? Why am I not at my computer playing Rust? Wait a second, I knew there was no beach update.
But I never, like, confused them with...
That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like, it feels like normal life, but then you wake up.
I've been waking up, like, really nicely the past couple days. Like, I'll wake up, like, a minute before my alarm.
And, like,
with really light
like
sleep.
he throws a tantrum as he wakes up.
No,
I mean, I don't have an alarm,
like,
but, like, I will wake up and I'll be, like, refreshed. There's drool on the side of my face nowadays. I never drool when I sleep, but now, I've been sleeping, I'm like... You know what I mean?
What it is for me is I'll be in a very, like, I can almost just feel myself being awake with my eyes closed. Like, very, very light part of the sleep process. And I could still, like, stay asleep and go back to bed. And I go, you know what? I'm gonna wake up now, so I don't, like, because if I don't wake up, I'm probably gonna get woken up by my alarm. So I just open my eyes, I'm like, man, it's really nice. Oh, it's 4:30. And then it's like, well, shit. Do I go back to bed, or do I just stay awake for an hour because I feel really refreshed from that?
Ooh, I've had something like that, but like this one time I woke up and it was like 4 a.m. But in my head, 4 a.m. was after 6 a.m. when I would go to school. For some reason, because I had just woken up.
It was a 4. It's smaller.
Yeah,
than 6.
I was still smothered in my sleep body, and mind, and so I genuinely still like sleeping. It could have honestly been a sleepwalking thing, if anything. But I get up and I go to my mom's room, and I'm like, "Mom, I woke up late. Like I missed the bus and everything. Like, can you take me to school? Blah blah blah." And she's like, "What? What?" She looks at the phone. She goes, "It's 4 a.m." And I'm like, "Yeah. I missed the, like, what are you getting?" She's like, "Raven, it is 4." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." And I, like, woke up in that moment. I was like, "Where the fuck am I? Holy shit." And those sad ass back to my room.
There are some moments where I'll just be, like, sitting enjoying a lecture, and all of a sudden I'll just be like, whoa. Like, I'll, like, open my eyes up and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm alive. What am I doing here? Where my brain just resets. It's fucking wacky.
I hate waking up.
Me
I was
too.
gonna just stop it there, but I hate waking up.
I hate the prospect of going to bed and then having to wake up in the morning. I hate the
I also hate that, but recently, you know what's so weird? I told KAIA about this. I always say that, but like you should expect it at this point. But I've mostly on the days when I genuinely have like finished all my goals for the day and like I have nothing to do and it's like 11 p.m. but my body doesn't want to go to sleep till like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Right.
So I'm just sitting in bed and I'm like, well, now what?
I
think it could be the depression, but I'm trying to pretend that I don't have any mental illnesses, so I'm so I've been like, wow,
I'm fine.
Exactly. So I'm like, why am I so sad right now? Oh my god, this is so stupid. And then I'll be like, maybe I just need a shower or something stupid. And my therapist is like behind my window, like, you fucking It's like, you don't need a shower. Fucking medication, you bozo. Yeah, I've been finding myself wanting to fall asleep earlier so I could get to the next day already, and I think that's a very sad way of living, and I need to stop that. But I can't, so...
That happens frequently.
There's no control over it.
That's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Because then I do fall asleep, and then I wake up, and I'm like, wow. And I've been waking up hella refreshed. So I think
I like when
I'm not a
Bongo
morning
wakes
person.
me up.
I'm still not a morning person. Actually.
No.
I like to consider myself a morning. I really like
If
when
I
feel
lie to
good.
myself
I like to
again.
wake up in the morning and I'll make myself breakfast and tea and whatnot.
I'm not
If
an
I
early
feel
morning person.
refreshed
I'll do my homework.
if I feel refreshed in the morning enough where I can just get out of bed and do that, it's an amazing morning.
Okay.
But I
here's my
never
thing.
feel
I
so
don't
bad.
like waking up early in the morning, but I like, getting up for the day.
It
So
has to
I
be
guess
on the
I
weekend.
am a waking up person, if you will, but not a morning person.
I'm
I'm
waking
a morning
up,
person
America,
when I
wake
don't
up.
sleep like at all. Like when my sleep schedule is completely opposite, so I sleep during the day and I'm awake all night.
Literally, how
and
are
in the
you
morning.
alive still like this?
It's
I don't
just
understand.
sometimes it happens. It's not happening right now, but that's the only time I'm a morning person because I'll be wide awake and I'll make myself breakfast and then I'll go fall asleep.
That's not being a
Average
morning
Kaya.
person, Kaya. It's
But
going to
that's how-
bed.
I know, but like, it feels good.
I want to
Kara's
be that
disgusting.
person who like wakes up at like 7 in the morning and makes a smoothie.
I want to be that
Yeah,
too.
we all wanna
But
be
I
that
will
person.
never be that person. I think I would rather punch myself in the face than do that.
I'm gonna
No,
have
you
to
won't.
be that
Same
person if I'm running a coffee shop. People want coffee in the morning.
Ooh.
That's gonna
Right.
suck.
You're a
You'd be
nighttime
just
coffee
the
shop elf.
worst
At
person.
nighttime.
You open the door, you're like, what do you want?
Honestly, I'm
Sorry.
just gonna drag you down to the shop with
this
me.
morning.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. You know what, guys? This was a good episode.
It's not.
I
It's
felt
still
really
going.
good about this.
Guys, it's still going.
I still like
I
it.
feel good about
So,
it.
I like
Guys,
Yeah,
this
we're
episode.
not
guys,
allowed to say we feel good about the
Let's
podcast
talk
going
about
well.
something
Yeah,
really
but
cool.
I have something
Everybody,
that you guys need to know.
Shut up.
No, it's my episode. There's something we need to know. We need to address it.
Raven, Matt's the host.
I'm the host with the most.
Well,
And
not with the most.
I
Just
have
the host.
the biggest crab
The host.
claws.
The biggest.
The biggest.
Clown
The
shoes.
biggest. So, what happened was we have a themed week today. There is a reason that today
Why
was
we have
connected
not
to dreams.
changed subjects.
Yeah, we've been very specific about
We
the
did
dreams.
very
You're
good.
like,
though.
when is this dream bit gonna fucking end?
No, so what it is we're having a themed week where we're doing like I'm talking about dreams. I'm not gonna say what the other two are talking about, but it's in that same
Surprise!
it's in that same vein.
It's same.
Like the
theme,
same
sort of.
theme of kind of like
Yeah.
kind of weird.
It's the same kind of idea.
Kinda
you know,
like-
You'll
it's-
figure it
it's-
out.
like
think it's
almost like the
just
color purple. Like the color purple with some clouds on it. A little mysterious. Like, ooh,
It's
what are we
so.
talking about?
You're like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah,
and then,
so that's-
that's
and
the
then you
theme
read
of
the
the week.
caption, and
That's
then you're
the
like,
theme of
oh,
the
that's
week.
what this is. Yeah.
And almost like a supernatural feel. But anyway, I only have one other thing written down, and it's just the word acid. So
National Acid Day.
no, that's not why it's
Day
written down.
before 420.
It's literally just
Wait,
there
that's
because
not what
I
we're
wanted
talking
to
about?
mention it. Like, how thoughts, feelings, emotions, how we
On
feeling?
acid?
Yeah.
I would love. Okay, I don't know if I should legally say this. I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't care. I have taken half a tab of acid. I had a terrible trip. I've had the worst trip of my life.
Oh, you told me this. I remember.
And
Oh wait, was that on the was that on the shit that was like legal for a year? Or like
What
some like
are you
there
talking
was some weird psychedelic.
This was like 9th grade,
Oh.
so no. But I would like to do it again in a more comfortable environment and probably surrounded by people that I actually like, because I was surrounded by people that I was kind of being friends with because I wanted them to like me. But, you know, now that I don't care about people's opinions because I'm smart and older now, I will be doing that in a safer environment. And I think that acid is very cool. And I think I want to take shrooms too as well.
Mhm. There was a girl in one of my classes who openly talked to the teacher about how she took shrooms every day.
That, you know, every day.
Oh.
Holy shit.
I don't know if it was every day, but she like talked to she was
Even once a week is too
sounds
much.
of it, like she would bring it up like once a day. So
Shrooms is like
she was
a
definitely
monthly, maybe bi-monthly.
No,
thing.
I think she was on it like probably not once a day, but definitely more than once a month.
Did she talk like she was drugged out? Because
No.
what
She
would kind of be
she
like.
just didn't pay attention. She was just like, and then she'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's true."
Oh, so she's a liar. Okay. She listens to this. She's like, how did they know?
Nobody mentioned it, but like, you know what? It would connect that she was lying about it because it was just like, I mean, I don't know why you would lie about something so stupid, but people lie about shit all the time that's dumb like that, so.
I mean, trying to be
People
cool,
like
I
to
guess.
seem
just trying to look
cool.
cool.
Try to do that. They're like, yeah, I vape, and it's like, shut up! Oh my god, suck my penis balls, Jesus.
Although I
Yeah.
kind of do that with weed. I'll be like,
Yes.
I do that, but I actually am not lying. I'm just genuinely
well, yeah,
flexing.
that's true.
Oh,
I'm not lying about it. I like people
I
to
genuinely
know.
do smoke
Yeah, right. I
every
think I just want
single
people
day.
to know. I'll mention it so it's like I have an out if I
Yeah.
sound weird. Like, oh yeah, by the way.
By the way, I'm not steezed at all. I'm
little
completely sober right
steezed.
now.
I am
I'm
too.
not.
I was
I
not going to
Have
be.
not had anything all day today
Losers.
or yesterday. No,
Losers.
yesterday I had a little bit. I think.
It's
Wait,
squares.
what
I was with you
Monday?
yesterday.
Oh yeah, we did do that
Squares.
yesterday.
Yeah, we
You're
definitely
gay.
did. We
Okay, Matt.
definitely what?
I don't know. I just felt like yelling at Matt for a minute.
Wow, that's so violent. It's
Let's
so
talk about
violent.
something real quickly, guys.
Yeah, real quick.
This
You had
podcast-
yeah,
This podcast is great. Love it.
it's great.
And
I'm having
you
so much fun.
listener here right now,
You
you're great
listener?
too. You're supporting us. You should tell your friends, honestly.
Tell your
if you think
friends.
if you think we're cool, tell your friends.
Tell your
Because
Sure.
I'm gonna tell
the
my
Crabby
friends.
Crowds podcast.
Hey
tagline,
guys, you
tell your
guys should
friends.
watch
Yeah.
this podcast.
Like I'm telling my friends, but if you're not telling your friends, like
Then
hey,
like,
this is fine, but, like,
why are you watching?
kind
this?
of like
Why
the
are you-
loser.
You're
I
kind of
mean,
a freeloader.
Yeah, you're kind of a freeloader. Yeah,
Kinda
honestly,
like, you're
kind of a
watching us for
lead comparison.
content,
and
but you're
honestly,
not
I'm
sharing.
getting a little crabby right now because you're
A
not
little crabby.
you're not telling your friends about the podcast.
Wait a second. A little crabby? Like the crowd?
Crabby. We
No.
are the Crabby Crowd.
We
You
are
mean
the
to
Crabby
tell me
You
we're
mean
all crabby
you
and there's
trying to
3 of
tell
us
me
and 2 is a
that-
party and 3 is
Three
a
is a
crowd? I didn't even plan that. That's so funny. Mom, was that funny? You said it was funny. Thank you, Mom. Love you. Bye.
Excuse me, Mom. Was that funny? Was that? Sorry, I need some.
Your mom in the background, I heard her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told me to be quiet, but it's okay because she gave me happiness by saying that I was funny.
Happiness. Oh, I thought you were talking about her giving you.
Oh, she also gave me steez. But
I
like,
thought that's what you were saying. She gave me happiness.
no, I
thought you
was
were-
talking about how she told me I was funny because
Yeah.
it's a crowd joke.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to
It
in all
wasn't that
seriousness
funny.
though, I do genuinely enjoy this podcast, and I think
Me
it makes
too.
us better friends because we talk to each other way more, and it's harder to talk to each other because we have school and one of us has a job and the other 2 don't.
No,
But
I'm
kiss
applying
now?
for a job right now.
No, I mean like you have
But
the job,
that's what we
and
meant,
the other
Matt.
two don't.
No,
because
but
me and KAIA do
okay.
not have jobs.
I went in for an interview, and I'm gonna hear back if I got a job on Friday. So on the
Matt's
next
gonna
episode
work
of the
at
podcast, Starbucks.
A place.
I wanna work
I
at
was gonna make
He's gonna-
something up. I was gonna make something stupid up to make you look like a bozo. You look
Okay,
at like
just say
Foot Locker or
Starbucks.
Verizon.
Oh, Foot Locker. That'd be
Oh
nasty.
God! Imagine
man,
Matt in
If
the
I worked at
Verizon
Foot
uniform.
Locker, I
Don't
would
put me
not
in
know what
Foot
to do.
Locker.
I don't
Don't
know
put me in
shit
Foot
about
Locker.
shoes.
Not just buying
Also,
shoes in itself.
sneakerheads are scary people.
Buying shoes are scary, but
I
like
bought some shoes
foot
earlier.
fetishes are scarier.
How did we get here?
Foot Locker. They'd be all over the place.
I don't know. I'm just making fun of Matt
They'd
now.
probably be the other worker. I thought that was like what you were making fun of me for. It's like, oh yeah.
No,
you probably...
also, I just really
Like,
wanted to
this
say that
sounds
I
like-
genuinely do like this podcast.
No, yeah. I actually bought a
That's
new
all.
pair of shoes today. No, I
I
really
actually-
like the.
No, I just don't like you. No, but I think I want to. Okay, let's talk about something.
Before
More
we talk about
serious
that,
topics.
editor, throw up a picture of my shoes that I got.
Oh my God.
Throw my shoes up on the screen.
I'm not doing that. I'll shut the fuck up
That's
now.
so
Keep
funny.
talking,
That's
keep
such a
talking.
good bit now. Editor, and then nothing happens.
Editor, can you put up a...
That is our brand. Is saying editor and then the editor you not doing it.
Yeah,
because
no, I
it's
don't wanna
funnier
do it, 'cause
that
I forget
way.
it.
It's
I forgot
funnier
to.
to just not. It's
Right,
also
'cause at
way
this point it would be
easier.
lame if
The
I
rest
put up
of
the
us
shoes.
really we just don't want to do all that work.
So you had a
guys.
serious thing
And
to
we're
say.
tired, man.
Oh yeah. I think I never want to have another 9-to-5 job ever again. And by that I mean like I don't want to work in retail ever again. I never want to work in food service ever again.
Mhm.
I would rather shit in my hands and clap.
like a little toddler, like a little. Like,
Yes. That's me, or N.
that
But,
would be the noise. It's nasty.
That would be the noise.
Like a monkey.
But I want to sell. Okay, guys, listening to the podcast. If you want art, fucking DM me on Twitter. I'll draw you some art, bro. And
Commissions.
give me money.
For free.
I'll take commission.
Raven will work
No,
purely for
it's free
exposure.
for money.
Raven will work
Commissions.
purely
It's
out of
commissions.
charity
I
and
will-
exposure.
I
The
will not
younger
draw
you are
out
and the less you're
charity
willing
and
to pay, the
exposure.
better.
I am poor and I'm sad and I'm an artist and I'm hungry for money. So
If
please,
Raven-
you need,
if
you need a
Raven-
profile picture,
If
guys.
Raven is a
Guys, you
horrible
need-
person and says that
you
they
guys
won't
need a
draw you
banner
something for
your
free,
Twitch.
just
Oh,
mention that you're like
you need a
13 or
profile
something, and
picture.
then
You
Raven will
want
feel so
I'll
bad.
I'll do anything
Wait,
for a
what?
little cash. But seriously, actually, genuinely.
What the fuck?
Hey, so I'm not Raven, but you can give me money if you want to.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't have
am
anything
Raven,
set up.
and
I
you
will
cannot
not
Look,
draw
I
you
don't
art
have-
or
I don't
do
have
commissions.
anything
But
set
if
up.
you want to send a
I
little
don't
cash
have
over,
anything set up, so you'd have to like mail it to me or send it to me via
You have to
Pigeon.
actually give me your card information. And
You
I'll
would
do
have
it
to
for you.
find me
yeah,
in the
I
streets
promise
and get
I'll
you.
transfer
You
the
have to
amount of
find
money
me
you
on
want.
the streets of Boston with my
And
Del Monte corn.
apocalyptic Boston.
You'll find me in a Pringle can or something,
Probably.
My hand
or
will
with
be
the
stuck in a
BFG.
Pringle can.
or with the BFG. It
Guys-
wasn't even friendly.
You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna hit my bong.
Okay, that's a
Oh.
good end for the podcast.
Wait, let's find my lighter. I want to make the
No.
sound, and you could stop. You could stop the audio with the sound of the bong. Ready?
All right,
I wanna
wait,
hear
wait,
it.
wait. Before we do it, let's do our outros, and that'll be like the final noise made.
Okay.
Aw.
I
All
got
right,
it.
thank you all so much for coming in. This is
Yes,
a great
thank
episode.
you for actually listening.
Thank
Tune in-
you.
I know
Tune
we
in
make a lot
tomorrow.
of jokes, guys, but I really
We're
do
just so
That's the point
funny.
of that's the point of the podcast. We make a lot of jokes. Tune in tomorrow or next week where we talk about conspiracy theory. Fuck.
That was funny.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
I'm keeping
You
that in
gotta-
because that was funny. It's like a little Easter egg for the like 2 people who watch to the end. It's a little Easter egg.
I hit my bong like 3 times. You can't hear it. Sorry. Well,
Oh my god.
ready?
that's
I
Bubble
heard it.
noise.
I hear it very lightly,
funny.
but it kind of just sounds like you're taking a fat
Imagine recording
piss.
that. I'm loser.